and another person who brings a lot of positivity in your life. I know we spoke about this after UFC 314, but you mentioned your biggest strength as your wife, Savannah. You guys have known each other for what, 20 years, been together for 14, married for 9. How'd you two meet? And, how big of a role has she played in your life?
We met in high school. Like we grew up, we rode the city bus together. We listened to the same iPod. Like she was one of my best friends in high school. We never dated in high school. Never really like even looked at her that way. She never looked at me that way. We're just cool friends, and I've seen all our relationships in high school. And then I went off to college. I think when I left, I and we were so far apart, we realized like, oh, maybe we had something special. And we talked a lot over the phone. And then after college, when I came back home, we like kind of started hanging out more, started dating, and that's just kind of like it all happened organically. I think just having a good friendship and a good base for a relationship was key and crucial. And she's been there for every single fight, from the my first amateur fight, which is awesome. Not just someone I met. It's hard after you're successful. You don't know who to like trust in the world. You don't know if they want something from you because you're successful in life. But I have a real one by my side, and she's seen me at my worst. I've seen her at her worst, and we've been through the highest of highs, lowest of lows, and rode this wave together. So it's to the grave.
That's right. And you two have come so far. And the reason why I wanted to shed light on this is because so many fighters, they wouldn't be here without their families, right? Fighting is truly a family training camp. So I wanted to ask, I know your wife is a stay-at-home mom. She does a lot of work at home to help the family out. What does an average day look like in the Ige household during your training camp?
Um. So this last camp has probably been like the least stressful, just because I've really tried to normalize. This is just part of my life. I don't try to like. I used to get in that camp mindset, and then everything gets more stressful. Everyone's more stressed out. But essentially, I mean, I've kind of made my schedule so it suits me really well, where I get a bulk of my training done in the morning. So whether I wake up with her, wake up with the kids, help a little bit with breakfast, and then I'm out of the house. I go do my training. She takes the kids to the park or does something with them, and I'm usually back home by midday, mid afternoon, and then again I'm tapped back into dad mode. But I've been able to kind of turn off my mind as far as my job and fighting, and not take it home with me as much as I used to in the past. Um, Used to have a lot of anxiety just thinking about the next fight, or thinking about the weight cut, or thinking about whatever anxiety like thoughts fighters have usually around fights. And just because in the sport you just never know when you're in a fight, and your whole family, like you said, like everything revolves around when I'm gonna fight. It's like, hey, let's go to Mexico. Well, I don't know if we can go because, I might be fighting in 2 months, and you don't want to get the call when you're on vacation, and then you can't enjoy your vacation because you gotta fight in 6 weeks or make weight in six. It's all about making weight, just being able to live a comfortable lifestyle while also remaining disciplined is tough. So, but my life is pretty much the same in and out of camp. Obviously, I got a little downtime right now, just spending time with the family. But by next week, I'm gonna probably get right back into my normal training, and everything just remains the same. I go, I train in the morning and get the bulk of it done. I come home and then I'm dad, husband, and that's just the two roles I got to play. Whoever says like you can't be successful, you know, in your avenue of work, like you have to be all in and you can't balance both. Like I completely disagree with that. And I've been the most successful I've been as of lately is turning it off and being dad and being husband and playing those roles. And then when it's time, I go to the gym and I'm fully focused. I'm the fighter, I'm Dan, I'm the martial artist, and it's just getting better every single day. And having that mindset has helped me just be a better human, be a better husband, be a better dad, because that's all I'm striving to do is just be a better version of myself every day. And I mean, it's hard. Nothing's easy. There's no nothing in life that is, you know, worth having is easy. So everything takes work, and but that's kind of the day-to-day life.
Right. So you've come a long way with that. Now, when you turn that switch off from fighter to dad, do you do anything specifically right before you walk back into the house?
I Well, when I park in my driveway, I try not to just rush straight into the house. Maybe I'll take a minute or two, some even do some breathing techniques or pray or something, just like reset. And because if I just jump in my car right after sparring and I'm still sweating, and jump in the truck, then jump in the house, and I know as soon as I walk in the door, my son does not care what I have going on. He's running up to me, he's hitting me, he's doing something. So it's just preparing myself for that, because sometimes I could walk into the house already stressed out, and then he'll run up to me all crazy, and then it's hard to deal with. But if I just like do a little mental reset right before I walk in the door, then things are easier.
That makes a lot of sense now.
Yeah.
So your son is pretty young, but he looked pretty good on the mitts or whatever he was doing on your Instagram. Is he are you teaching him fighting or is he just watching dad on TV?
I think he just watches, and he plays like little games on his Nintendo and learns moves from the I don't even know how he learns these moves, but he's a creative mindset kid, and he's got a lot of energy. But I mean, he watches my fights sometimes, and he wrestled a little bit, doing some jujitsu. But I'm not really pushing him to do any. I just want him to have little outlets to if he wants to expend energy, and just be there and support him. But whatever he wants to do, I'm sure he'll do well. And he's a very high energy kid for sure.
That makes sense. Now, obviously balancing two kids is a lot, so much love, but so much chaos in your life. How do you and your wife balance that? Like how often are you guys able to go on a date to, take a step back?
Um, well, thank God, I have some family in town. I have my mom living here, so whenever she's not working, she'll come by the house sometimes and helps us out, especially in the daytimes. Like if Savannah just needs time for her, she needs time to just get out of the house and go to Target or something. It's just but every now we try to prioritize date nights, especially in fight camp. Like we don't get a lot of them because I have to be a lot more disciplined with my food and my weight management. But we still get around. We'll get out and we get to do that. But we definitely try to prioritize date nights whenever we get the help. It's just so important, always date your spouse. Something, someone wise once taught us, and or some advice we were given. So just because we're married, it's still constant work. So yeah, I don't know if that answers your question.
No, that does. I appreciate the honesty. I'm trying to like, bring more into the human behind the fighter, so it's cool to hear. And I'm gonna ask you one last question about the better half. Not as serious. I must ask you this. Does she approve of the mustache?
It's funny she does. And I might shave it now. I did it for the Miami, and then just to have the Miami vibes going, and then I I rocked it the whole fight camp, and it just kind of became normal. But it's a lot of work, like having to shave. I mean, normally I just rock the beard because it's easy. But I think now that the fight's done, she told me keep it for a couple more days because I had to do some like media and interview stuff. She's like, "Well, you gotta still wear it because I don't know." But I guess she likes it, so I'll probably shave it.
Fair enough. No, even for me, I think the goatee is harder to maintain than the beard because the beard you just let the barber take care of it. But the goatee, like I think it looks cleaner, but literally every day fight week, I was like cleaning myself up. So yeah, funny stuff.
I might have to do the goatee one fight.
You should. I mean, you and
Mike
Strickland
Tyson.
came out with mustaches your last fights. Now it's time switch it up to the goatee.
Yeah, yeah, for sure.